Another thing that so many people always ask me is, what can I expect, or what should I expect rather, from a freight forwarder? So I want to talk a little bit about this today, because so many potential clients always ask me saying, hey, well, what are you guys doing here at Export Forwarding that's a little different than everybody else? And I also want to talk about what you as a shipper should really expect from a freight forwarder. So number one, you should have a freight forwarder that is very, very available, meaning that if there's a phone call or an email, that there's a certain response time. So, the phone should always be answered as a freight forwarder, because we're in logistics and communication is the key. And an email should really be responded to 2 to 3 hours, and any booking request should really be responded to maximum 5 hours. And if someone takes more than a day or so for a booking, that should definitely be communicated back to you and your team as a shipper. Another thing that I always look at is how the relationships are with the freight forwarder, specifically with the ocean carrier and other vendors. So that's another thing that I as a shipper would look at, is saying, is this a freight forwarder that has very good freight rates with a bunch of different carriers? Number one, do they have a good structure with warehouses on the ground? And number three, do they have very good relationships with trucking companies in the area? The last thing that I always would look at is, I would always look at someone that you personally like and enjoy working with, because you work very closely with a freight forwarder all the time, and I think it's very important that you feel right to do business with that particular group. It could be a small freight forwarder or a very large freight forwarder. For me, it's always would be important as a shipper to have an audience either with the owner or with the key decision maker, in case something does go wrong and you need to fix that. So those are the main three things that I think are really important if you look for a new freight forwarder. Of course, we are a freight forwarder, so if you have any need, feel free to reach out to us. And even if you don't want to use our services, we would be more than happy to help you in selecting a good freight forwarder that is your fit. Not every freight forwarder will be the right fit for you, I can tell you that right now, because there's certain freight forwarders that just handle certain segments. In our case, we're really focused on the export side and not on the import side. So if you're doing as a shipper, a lot of import shipments, you wouldn't be a good fit with us. But if you're an export shipper, that would be very different. So if you need help with selecting the right freight forwarder, we would love to help you.